Why did I get into real estate? So the honest truth is back in I don't even remember the year, but I was 19. I purchased a home and I lost it 2 years later because it was during like the 07, 08 recession. Mm-hmm. So it sucked, but I was so young. At the same time, it was so easy to purchase a home back then. Like all you needed was a down payment and
a pulse.
And a pulse. You know what's crazy? When I bought my house, I told one of my girlfriends from high school, she was like, oh my gosh, Monica, your home is amazing. Yo de pendeja. I don't even know why I said this. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm a little disappointed. She's like, why? And I was like, because like I didn't struggle to get the house. And she was like, who cares? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, it just feels means so much more to know that you have to like struggle, you know, when you struggle for it. And I was like, I'm 19. Like
who cares if I lose it? Type of thing. I mean, really, because you didn't really work hard for it. In the sense of like the loan and getting it.
Girl, did I care that I lost my house?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
So anyways, a lot of people lost their homes back then. And that's who I feel bad for, is like the 40-year-olds, the 30-year-olds that waited forever. So I lost my house, but at the same time, I wasn't stupid. I was like, okay, I don't want this to happen again. What did I do wrong? So I decided to take real estate classes. At the time, I was taking nursing classes. I was in nursing school, and I took my real estate classes, and I was like, okay, I just want to learn. I want to learn the loan side. I want to understand what I'm signing, because I have no idea. You leave it all up to your realtor. Yeah. You have to really trust them, because you're not gonna, even if you read through the contracts, you don't understand it.
And nobody reads through them, honestly.
And even if
hundreds of pages.
And even if they do, we're not attorneys. Mm-hmm. We can't translate it the way an attorney would. Mm-hmm. You know, we can only translate it as much as we can. So you have to trust 100%. You have to trust with your soul, like your agent. You have to trust them with your soul,
which your clients do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I got my license to took the courses to learn more. It wasn't until 6 years later. 6 years later.
6 years.
6 years later, I took my exam cold turkey. My son was born, the second one. The second one was born. So during this whole time, I was doing bail bonds. I was a bail bonds agent.
Oh.
Lester, at the time I was dating him, he thought I had a husband. Because I would go over to his house and I would have to leave like at 2 or 3 in the morning to bail somebody out of jail for a DUI.
Oh my God. And I didn't know this, friend.
Yeah, for a long time he was like, oh, she has to have, she must be married. She has to go home at 2, 3. Because I would leave at like 2, 3 in the morning. And he'd be like, dude, like who leaves at, usually guys leave at 2, 3 in the morning.
And how long have you guys been together now?
So... Well, now, like, over 10 years.
So that's what I'm saying, like 10 years later.
Yeah, 10 years later, here we are. But I think that's what kept him, like, you know, like, what the hell? This girl's, like, leaving me in the middle of the night. But I was a bail bonds agent. And then my son was born, so we had cash. I stayed home. I wanted to stay home with the kids. So I stayed home with cash. He was amazing. He was the freaking heaven-sent child.
Who was that first one?
He was the poster child. And then I had Mason. My little Mason.
Yeah, that's how I feel with my daughter right now.
He would wake up every 45 minutes. My mom would have to come over once a week so I could
have
sleep.
Some time to yourself.
No, so I could sleep.
Oh my God.
Literally in the middle of the night, he would wake up every 45 minutes. I never would get sleep. My anxiety was over the roof. I was in and out of the ER just because everything was like all out of whack. Yeah, and then finally I was like, I just want to work. I needed time away. To be honest, I was like, I'm just gonna get my license.
I'll go back to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So 6 months later, after he was born, I got my license. Mm-hmm. And that was 6 years later after I had taken the
real estate courses.
Mm-hmm. But that's really what made me get my license.
Nice. And here we are.
And here we are. What about you?
I actually, I worked for a bank, for a big bank.
That's right. You were just
and I worked for them for 6 years. I was a business banker. And then in those 6 years, I also did loans for them. I did loans during the 2008, the recession. So I did a lot of foreclosures, a lot of short sales, and I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of families that were just honestly like struggling, right?
Yeah.
Pulled apart. It was a really sad time, and I really didn't understand a lot of it. I was just like, well, what did you not understand? Like, how did this happen, you know? And so I started working with a real estate agent back home. I was working with her on the weekends. I was just showing property for her, and I got really, really busy. I was working my bank job during the week and then showing property during the weekend. And so it got to the point where clients were like, oh, hey.
You weren't licensed at the point?
No.
At the time? Okay.
It got to the point where people were then asking her, requesting me. They were like, hey, is Liz going to be available? Like, oh, hey, is Liz. Mind you, I had a lot of knowledge with the loan part. So I felt like that was a lot of value that I brought, even though I was not licensed. So when we started closing deals, I started seeing these checks come in, and I'm like, why am I getting $500? Like, for each one. I'm like, and I'm doing all the work. And these people are requesting me. I took the test and I failed. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. It's not for me. I'm not going to take the test again. Like, that shit was so hard. And honestly, when I took the test, my anxiety was off the roof, honestly. Like, it was just, I was like, oh my God, like, this is probably worse than taking a test to be a doctor. I don't know. It was bad. So I decided that it wasn't for me. I would just go back to my banking, stay in my banking job, and I did. And I got separated. Really bad relationship. So I got separated. And when I got separated, I found out I was pregnant. So I had my son. And when I had my son, during that time that I was pregnant, I started thinking, what am I going to do? You know, I had lost my job at the bank. After being there for 6 years, it comes to show you that you're replaceable the minute you walked in. Because I felt like I did everything there, and it was like, we heard this and you're out. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, do you not want to hear my side of the story? So anyways, long story short, got an attorney, got my job back, got the back pay. And but then I didn't want my job.
Yeah, of course.
So when I went back, I just basically went back just to say, you know what? Fuck you. Like, you didn't even listen to me, honestly. Like, you know? So I went back, was there for about 3 weeks, and that's when I threw my keys at her and I said, I don't ever want to see you again, and peace out. I'll figure it out. Went on unemployment, and that was during the time when unemployment was like, you can get unemployment for like 2 years. So me finding out I was pregnant, I was like, fuck it, I'll just do this, you know? So I moved back in with my mom. I had already bought in a home.
Nice.
And I was 23 when I bought the house. Moved in with my mom, rented my home out, and went through a depression because I was pregnant and I was separated, and I was thinking to myself, like, how in the fuck am I going to do this?
Oh my God, I never knew you had bought in a house too. Oh my gosh.
I was 23 when I bought my house.
Definitely soul sisters.
Yeah, that's when I was hearing your story. And I lost my house.
Me too.
So I lost so then I moved in with my mom. Huge support system, the biggest support system I have. I currently still have the biggest support system with her. She helped me take care of Maxie. Max was an amazing child too. Firstborn, maybe it's the firstborn thing. I don't know. He was such a good kid, you know? And so I told my mom, I just want to get back to work. Like, I don't want to do this. This is not for me. The stay-at-home mom. Hey, bless your heart. If you're a stay-at-home mom, I cannot do it. Like, honestly, my hat's off to all the stay-at-home moms. I was going crazy, even though Max was such a good kid. I did stay home with him for the whole entire first year, my pregnancy and the first year. So I'm so thankful because I had a great pregnancy and a whole first year. But then I think I started thinking, the mom in me started thinking, like, what am I going to do? Like,
for him.
Yeah. I started thinking, like, you know, am I going to raise this kid, and like, then what? Like, am I always gonna live with my mom? Like, what's gonna happen here? You know, like,
live off the government?
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
What are you gonna just teach your kid?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so I think you start thinking, no, you don't think for yourself,
for them.
You think for them. You know,
100,000%.
Their future, everything.
Yeah.
So
definitely, I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for them.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Because it's so easy to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Super easy.
So I decided to go back to real estate. I was like, you know what? at that time, I was like, well, I need to work, first of all. So I went and I got a bartending job at a steakhouse. I loved it. It was probably my favorite job, and I have not had a lot of jobs, but it was probably my favorite job. I got to meet so many successful people in real estate, beautiful people. It was just really nice. And I love talking to everybody. And especially with the cocktail, I'm everybody's friend. So I had so much fun. And I worked there. I remember saying, I'm going to work here for 2 years exactly. I started in December. I said it would only be 2 years. I'm going to give myself the whole year. And then the second year, I'm going to study for my real estate test.
Oh, good.
So I really buckled down. I put Max into a daycare for a while so that I can study from 9 to 12. That was my study time, Monday through Friday, 9 to 12. I studied 9 to 12. I went online. I went on YouTube, started also looking at some YouTube videos, whatnot. And so I remember also scheduling the date for the real estate test. Took the test, and I passed it on my first try. I could not be more thankful to my Papa Dios because I was so happy. I literally felt like, so for those that don't know, my dad passed away when I was 10. So I really felt like everything was just aligning, and I really felt like, my dad was looking over me, and he was kind of like, hey, if you put the work in, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
And so I really felt like that's what was going on there. And passed the test, and quickly I got into real estate. I was like, there's no option. You guys are not going to believe that when I set that goal that I was only going to work at the steakhouse for 2 years, December 13th came. That was my hire date. I quit December 13th on the second year.
Oh my gosh.
And when I quit, I remember having a conversation with my fiance and with my mom, and I said, hey, I'm going to quit. And they were like, okay. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I need you guys to help me out financially.
Oh, wait.
I need you to pay my car, and I need you to hold it down. So they did. And so I remember just posting on social media. I was like, you know what? I have no money. I'm just going to fucking throw myself out there. And I just started making videos. And trust me, I would cringe when I would watch myself.
Me
I was
too.
like,
I think that's where we found each other.
yeah. And I was like, can you stop talking like that? Can you not look like that? I'm like, can you not do that?
Yeah.
I'm like, but I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. It's not making me money.
Yeah.
What's going to make me money is me educating other people.
Yeah.
What the importance of buying a house.
Yeah.
So I ran with it, and yeah, that's how we basically, I remember you were a new agent, and we just kind of bumped into each other, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to hold off to this girl, and she's going to be my real estate friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
My
so
accountability partner.
And I did lose my house back in 2003. Back in 2000, I think it was like 12. I lost my house when I got separated, and I found out I was pregnant. I rented it for a little while, and then I started losing it because then they moved out, and then I thought I was going to be able to move back in, and I just couldn't. I couldn't afford it. And so I defaulted 6 months, and then I remember everything that I remembered from modifying a home. So I was like, well, I'm not going to just lose it. There's so much equity here. There was about $150,000 of equity, and so I modified it.
You lost it.
You know what? So here's the big reason why I got into real estate. So I then modified it, and then I did a short sale.
Okay.
When I did the short sale, I called the agent that I was working for on the weekends.
Oh.
Okay? Tell me why out of the $150,000, I only got $65,000. I was like, damn, that was a lot in fees. What happened here?
You wanted to learn after that, huh?
So then I'm looking at the net sheet, and I'm like, miscellaneous, 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 miscellaneous. I'm like, what the fuck is miscellaneous? And I'm talking 5,000, 10,000. Yeah. When I told her about it, well, it was too late because she was facing criminal charges for real estate fraud.
Oh, shoot.
So
Karma.
I decided, you know what? If this was happening to me, who else is this happening to? And mind you guys that when I got into the business, I saw so much shit at the beginning. I was like, bring me the net sheets, bring me everything. I'll read everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, right away, I'd get on the phone. I'd be like, I'd call escrow. I'm like, what's miscellaneous? I don't care if it's $100. What is it?
Yeah.
Because I had already went through it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where
now I know why
my
you're
passion.
so aggressive.
Yes, I am. I'm very aggressive when it comes to my deals. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this? Nobody's charging my client anything extra.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Almost 6 years later.
Am I even allowed
Yeah,
to talk about
right?
this? So he's saying, are there any horror stories, anything creepy or strange stories from real estate, right? Go
Hi.
ahead.
If my fiance's on this, please get off now. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yes.
I think the obvious, right?
What's the obvious?
The obvious is what comes with being on social media is getting all of the nasty text messages and the...
Friend,
Do you get that, honestly?
I get dick pics.
Honestly, friend, I thought I was the only one, and I'm like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be dressing like that on social media.
Do
Or maybe I shouldn't be acting so, I don't know.
So, okay, so I have this app that I use for my clients.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh. And it's called Sideline.
Oh, okay.
And so so it goes to the same phone, so I don't have to get a second phone.
Oh.
It's really cool. I'll show it to you. So I put all of my clients there, and it's a different ringtone, everything. The nice thing is that when you text and when you call, it all goes on one thread. So it's nice because I can see, like,
you don't have to go into the app then.
yeah, I don't have to I don't have to go into you know how like on the cell phone, there's texting is separate from phone calls. Well, this one, texting and phone calls are together. So I know like if they've
You're
been
not gonna miss anything.
called.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh shoot, I haven't called them. It's only a text, so I know like, okay, I can see everything, like our conversation. Anyways, when a text message comes in, it's blurred when it's a brand new text. If I've never texted them or if they've never texted me, it's blurred.
Like a spam, right?
Yeah. So when I get messages at 3-4 in the morning, and my
To get
husband's
calls?
like, yes.
Oh my God,
So I
really?
have to turn off the phone now. And like Lester will be like, why do you turn off your phone at night? I'm like, well, I don't turn it off. I just put the sound off because like, so now what I do is when I get, so the picture will be blurred if it's just a picture. So I don't even open it, especially if it's at freaking 3 in the morning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the next day I'll be like, babe, I got a picture. Can you open it for me? And then it's a freaking long john.
Oh my God. But did you feel weird at the beginning? Honestly.
At first I felt like I was doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
I felt like, what am I doing? Is it me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong? But people are just disgusting.
Yeah.
People are gross.
So I would get phone calls all the time.
People jacking off.
It was bad.
Did you get that?
It was bad, okay? So I'm... And then me like a pendeja, I'm like, hello? Hello? Is somebody there? Like, and then I'm hearing like, and I'm like...
So what I started doing, so with that phone app that I have, I make it seem like it's a company phone. So when I do get, because I'll get random text messages. So I'll say like, if they try to call, if I don't recognize the area code or like, you know, the area code that comes in, I already know it's spam. And I'm like, you know what, I'll just filter it because if it's important, they'll let me know, right? It has an automatic text message that goes out to them as soon as they text or call. So it'll be like, hi, this is the Single Realty Group. If you're looking for someone in particular, let me know. Or if not, somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. I make it seem like, hey, this is a company.
Yeah.
So that way they're like,
they can stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's like a disgusting person, they'll stop. And if it is for business, they're going to text, right? So they're going to text, and then sometimes I pretend I'm an assistant just because I still want to filter the person out. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll have Monica reach out to you. In the meantime, can I call you? And then I'll have either my husband, if I think it's possibly like inappropriate, I'll tell Lester like, hey, can you call this person? Like, I don't know if they're legit or not.
Yeah.
It's a guy. He's saying this and that. And then he'll be like, yeah. And then he'll call, and then sure enough, they don't even pick up. So it's like, you know. So I try to filter it out a little bit.
So I guess we all get the same thing, you know? Because, I mean, I get that. I haven't gotten it in a while, but I would get it all the time. And the calls at 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I remember when me and Jaime had just started dating, especially when we had just moved in together, I was like, oh, God, he's going to think like something totally different. Because I feel like men in particular see women in real estate like, how do I put this? Like, kind of like, well, you have to give something in order for you. And it's kind of like, well, no, you can create your own success without having to, you can still be decent, classy, like without having to, because there is some girls out there, and let's be honest, the real tea, right? So there is girls out there that I know that when I go through social media, I'm like, oh, and I'm like looking and I'm like, oh shit, she's a real estate agent. Girl, what are you doing in a G-string?
Yeah.
Because I know if my man, if we were looking for a real estate agent, like, I'm not going to call you. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is, sometimes men look at it that way. Yeah. And they see everybody's on the same category. You're a real estate agent? Oh, you're probably one of those girls that, that's just the way I see it. Yeah. I don't feel that people see me like that. I don't even think they see you like that anymore, because it's to the point where, well, both of, like me. I'm sorry. I meant me, no. But what I mean by that is like, because we have already set a name for ourselves and have already proven that the success is there. Yeah. So it's not something that like we're taking all these pictures online. And no offense, hey, if you take pictures in a G-string, hey girl, more power to you. I can't do it, but you know what I mean? But I get all that stuff too. I get phone calls and I'm just like, so I remember one time because I would always let Max use my phone, right? So he would always be on my phone up until we got him a phone, but he would always be on my phone. And I remember one time, yes, oh my God, I almost had a fucking heart attack. Like I'm not even kidding you. I fucking reached for the phone. I pulled the phone from him because a message had came in, a picture had came in. I pulled the phone from him and I fucking threw the phone across the room. So in one of our walls that we have in our house, we have nothing but rock there. Mm-hmm. I got the phone and I threw the fucking phone against the rock and it just shattered because I was so pissed. I'm like, what is wrong with? Yeah, he did. I was like, what is wrong with people? Honestly, like, I have kids, but I mean, people don't give a fuck, like. But it's been a long time since I've gotten them now, because every time I do, I just block. I block. But I will tell you something. It's something really cool I learned on TikTok. So if someone calls you private, you can actually go to the private call, put copy, and then go back, like if you're gonna, dial in a number, and you put paste, and it'll show you what number it was.
No.
Yeah, so I do it all the time now, and I'm like, oh, you fucking sneaky bitch.
Do you ever catch
Yes,
it?
I have.
Okay, I'm gonna call you next time. So
yes, all you have to do is like when it says private, you would just copy it, and then you go back to where you're gonna dial the number, and you put paste at the top, and it's gonna give you the full number. And if it's in your contacts, well then.
Oof, pendejas.
And let me tell you girls need to be smarter than that.
Good to know.
I haven't gotten them in a long time, but at the beginning I was like, girl, do better. Be better.
Dang, that's a good one. Oh, cool. I love this question. So my husband and I met, funny story. We both lived in downtown LA, and we were both super into sports. Me and my girlfriend, we used to go to like every Christmas match for it's a Laker versus Clipper game. Mm-hmm. Usually they play, it was the Lakers playing. I don't know if they play each other every Christmas or Lakers play somebody else, but she and I would go every Christmas, and then just concerts and games were my thing prior to meeting my husband. And then, it wasn't like clubs. Yes, I would do clubs here and there, but I love, like, spending my own money was like, I'll put money aside for concerts and for games. Like, I just thought that was my thing. So when I met my husband, he had never gone to a concert. Really? He wasn't into concerts, but, he's a people pleaser. Obviously, he's going to want to please his girl. So I was like, dude, I go to concerts all the time, and I've never missed a Drake concert.
Oh
like, I'm a concert girl, concert junkie, but he started getting into concerts. So now I would say I love games. I still love games. My husband loves games, so we were like the perfect match. My kids love games. So we love going to games. Now he loves concerts. I think just because we naturally like to entertain. Yeah. So it's like, I've never gone to a concert like just he and, actually we did go to one concert.
I was going to say, have you guys?
We went to one, it was a Jay-Z concert, and it was just he and I, and it was boring.
You know what? Thank you for saying that, because I sometimes feel bad when I'm like, when me and Jaime are like, maybe, should we just go like on a date night, just us two?
Dude,
and then I'm like, I mean, I know everything fucking about you. Like, honestly,
exactly.
We'll be celebrating our 10 years in January. So I'm like, we should invite some friends.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with him, you
No.
know, but girl, I see him every fucking day, honestly. Like, I don't give a fuck at this point, you know?
Yeah.
And there's even times when he's talking about work and I'm like on my phone and I'm like, and he's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But I don't even know what the fuck just happened, you know? And then I'll be telling him something about real estate. And he's like, and I'm like, well, I'm asking you a question. Then I get so upset. I'm like, you're not even fucking listening. I'm like, you're so fucking rude. But when you want to talk about something.
Oh, you turn it on him.
But it's funny because I think that's another reason too why or that we have in common. Yeah. Because I love sports. Entertain is my thing, honestly. Like, I love entertaining, but sports is like our thing. Like, Sundays is like no work, no nothing. Yes. Like, especially when it's football season. Yes. We love everything to do with sports. Oh my God. I feel like it brings people together. Yeah. I feel like it's a fun time regardless of what team you go for. Mm-hmm. I just really feel like it's just that quality time, that one day out of the week that you just kind of just put your hair down and just have some beers, have some good food, and just hang out with people that you love, you know? So I think that's one of the biggest things. Concerts, I'll be honest with you, I love concerts, but I love to drink. So it's really hard for me to plan a concert and go to LA and then have to leave the kids and then do this and then do that. But my daughter's getting bigger, so my mom said once she turned 1, she'll take care of her more. Aww. So, but we just got a new arena over in Palm Desert, so I'm excited about it. We just had our first concert, Grupo Firme.
Sister went.
No.
Yeah, she was there. I was going to text you too. I was like, oh, in case you see her. But
well, anytime you guys want to go, friend, mi casa es tu casa.
No, I know. I didn't know you were going, but I saw that. Well, my sister had already told me because my mom watches our kids, and she's like, by the way, I'm using her on Fridays, so you
don't
even
use try.
Her. Yeah, and I was like, no, don't trip. She never goes out, so I was like, yeah, go have fun. And she was like, I'm going to go to...
It was so much fun, friend.
Coachella, or where was it?
It was in Palm Desert. It was so much fun. The arena's beautiful. Me and Jaime actually just got season passes for the hockey. I mean, I don't give a shit for hockey, to be quite honest with you. But there's just something new to do in the desert. Yeah,
that's really cool.
And I know that next year we want to get a box office. So once we do, you know, you guys come over, hang out with us. You guys have a house in Palm Desert. So... but yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things too is sports. And now that there'll be concerts in the desert, I love, you know, anything entertaining I love. Yeah. And
especially if it's local.
Yes. Absolutely.
You can just Uber and you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, and we Ubered and we had a great time. Shit. And then, and I love Pilates, to be honest with you. I started doing Pilates back when the pandemic started. When I had the baby, I just kind of felt like I don't want to work out. Like, I'm lazy. I don't feel good about myself. And I saw that it was like the hot girl thing to do. So I tried it and I honestly love it. So
oh, cool. I still haven't tried it, but I want to try it.
I love it, but it's challenging.
It's intense.
Yeah, it is. I love it though, but yeah, cool. So I always go for Tito soda.
My go-to, I've always loved lemon drops.
Ooh.
Especially in Vegas. They have amazing lemon drops.
Specific vodka?
You know what? Whatever the casino is pouring at
3-4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. But they have one at Cosmo. It's it's a lemon drop, but they have like this plant.
Oh,
have you ever tried it?
Yes.
So
I know what you're talking about.
And they put it on there, and you chew the plant.
Yes.
And then you take a sip of the drink, and it numbs it tinkles your whole mouth.
So me and Jaime actually loved staying at the Cosmo, right? Uh-huh. So when we go, just us two, we love staying at the Cosmo. But now that we go in family, because we have to take the kids sometimes, we started staying at the casino that you recommended.
At the
is it Red Earth?
Red Rock?
No. Red Rock. That one.
Yeah.
So we started staying there. I think it's such a great casino.
We love it for the kids.
Oh my God. It is amazing. But I will say that the drinks over at the Cosmo, that one with I remember us looking at the flower and we felt so dumb. We were like,
what do you do with this?
What the fuck is this? You know? And I remember Jaime's like, I think something's happening to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is why I told you not to be drinking so much because it was supposed to be my night. And then the girl comes over and we're like, hey, we asked her. We like just asked her, hey, you know, what is this? Because Jaime's like, I think it's edible, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, take a bite. I dare you. So he did, and it just like was like, yeah, he started feeling like a certain way.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I didn't take it, I'll be honest with you, because I got scared.
Oh,
So
yeah. It's like people say it feels like an allergic reaction initially. It tingles your whole mouth. It makes your lips go numb. It was crazy. It was crazy. I felt
And
like
I think we need like a Vegas trip. Yeah, but you know, all of us. But let's go on. Not the kids.
Yeah, but I would say, so for sure I would say lemon drop. But then my other go-to, if I don't, because I kind of steered away from vodka for a while, and then I was just drinking tequila. I love margaritas.
What's your favorite tequila?
I love margaritas. Tequila, 70.
Really?
Don Julio 70. I don't know.
I guess
what
I have
it
to try
is.
it.
What?
Yeah, I have it.
You haven't tried
No.
70, girl. That's the only shot that I can take.
Really?
Like it's nothing. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Honestly, with tequila, I guess I really don't care as long as it's not cazadores or jimador. I
Okay.
think they're so nasty.
Yeah.
So normally I'll go for like a Casamigos or something like
Yeah.
that, you know? But I don't really have a preference in tequila.
Yeah.
But vodka, I do love kettle or
Tito's.
Tito's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like
And I'll
Tito's
just do like a Tito soda, a little
Cool.
squeeze of lime in there or whatever. But that's it.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Advice for young women who want to follow in our footsteps
In real estate.
in real estate. Find a mentor. It doesn't have to be someone that even knows you exist, but it can be someone that you aspire to be like, and just try to follow in their footsteps.
So I was going to
to be
say,
honest.
honestly, if I can go back and start all over, I think for me it would be shadow, someone that I really inspired
Admire,
to be,
yeah.
like that I want to be like. And
The hard part though is that, like, and obviously, as you start to get busier and busier, it's hard to make
is.
time for people. So be of service somehow. If you can
Yes.
relieve like a top producer
but
or
that's
a high
a
producer.
problem, I feel. That as soon as people get a real estate license, they're like, "Oh, I'm not working for free.
Yeah.
I'm not doing." And it's like,
Well,
if
we're
I
good-
can go back,
Oh,
honestly,
100%.
1,000%. If I can go back,
Dude, you would work for free for a whole year
yes,
just to learn.
just to learn from a top producing agent, so I can be a luxury agent like the agent that I
person.
inspired to be. You
Yeah.
know, but I really think it's just keep learning. You never
Yeah.
stop learning.
Yeah. If you have it in you, be of service,
The
reach
hustle.
out to an agent and just ask them, like, what can I do for you? How can I relieve some, anything, workload for you? Teach me. Teach me and I'll do it for free.
I agree.
I'll host open houses with you. I'll put up the signs for you. I will, go to the open house with you. Whatever it is. You need me to input data, I'll input data for you. You need me to seal envelopes, I'll lick them for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever it
Yeah.
is, just teach me. And girl, I mean, I've never had anybody
Yeah.
ask me.
And as sometimes I think people look at that and they're kind of like, well, I'm not going to do that. Like, and it's kind of like everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And again, if I can start all over again, and that was one piece of advice, that would be my advice,
Me too.
is really just offer yourself to the agent that you inspire to be. Whoever your top producing agent is,
Yeah.
whether it be on social media, whether it be on, your local agent, whoever it is.
Yeah. Be of service.
Yeah, be of service. Ooh, that's a good one.
This is a good one. So we just had a vision board party at Liz's house, and I feel like I have so many like things, and sometimes I'm like one to like not want to
Share?
no, just like I don't want to jinx myself, or maybe my vision is too big, where sometimes I'm like, I can't put that on there. People are gonna think I'm silly, or I don't know.
So really quick, no vision is too big.
No, I know.
Yes.
I know. I know, and that's the thing
Yeah.
is like I teach this, but
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I'm like, girl,
It's going back to that, I think, where people are so afraid to showcase their success. So they're
Yeah.
also afraid to showcase what they feel that they can accomplish.
do.
You know? So I think
And if you can't believe it, trust me, you're
Yeah.
not gonna get there. If you can't believe it yourself,
Yeah.
you're never gonna get there. But for 2023, I have big goals. This was one of them, is getting this out.
Yay.
And starting. So obviously we're going to start first episode now in 2023.
I'm so excited.
So this is, and I feel like this is going to be like a little bit of a stress reliever at the same time. Like, this is fun. This isn't
This
work.
is our girl time.
Yeah, for sure. So now we have an excuse to meet up more often. But it's definitely growing, more clients, growing the team. We are now with EXP, and that's a lot of fun. We have amazing business partners, so it's growing that aspect. I have a website coming soon.
What about impersonal?
Huh?
What about impersonal?
You know what? I've never been happier.
Really?
Yeah,
Aw.
like, it's just, I just don't want to jinx. Like, my family's so perfect.
Oh, friend.
So we have, our house is going to be ready in the spring.
Is that where I was at earlier?
Yeah. You went to the wrong house. Our house will be ready
I was like, wait a minute.
spring. That's why I thought you said you opened the door because workers are
Oh,
working
no,
on
no.
it.
I didn't get off because I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't look like the corner house that I had went to last time.
Yeah, no, it's getting work done. So it should be ready in the spring. So that's super exciting because now we're going to have a big backyard, a pool house.
Where Liz can stay when she drinks.
Yes, we'll have, an extra bedroom. But my family dynamic, I can't ask for more. Like, I'm
Aw.
content. More vacations with the family, just growing. I mean,
love it.
just growing, and just staying, like, super close with my partner, with my kids. I know that I'm doing something good when they tell me, like, every other minute that they love me. So that makes me happy. And they're just like, I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
Oh.
So yeah, just
They're
growing the
proud of you.
business, growing a couple of things coming. I have a website coming. I have, we have the podcast we're launching and seeing where this takes us.
Yeah.
And just growing the business.
That's good. I'm excited for you, friend.
Thank you. What about you?
I think for my business as well is just really growing in business, starting my team. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So the podcast, I know 100% and I feel it with my heart that it's really going to take off.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And in personal, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, first of all, I want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Jaime have been together for 10 years this January. And if it's not one thing, it's another that we keep putting it off. We were supposed to get married during the pandemic. And I said, well, I don't want a boring wedding. I want to go to Vegas and not remember the wedding. So
I'm there.
So I was like, why don't we postpone it till Vegas opens? So that's one thing that we really want to do is get married. And then I don't know if I'm done with babies. So sometimes I think I want one more. My son is obviously from my first relationship. He's 9 years old, so I do have to share him. And while my daughter's mini me, so I wouldn't mind having a nice genuine baby like Jaime. Jaime's so genuine and so nice, and my daughter's just a little devil, so she's like her mom.
Same.
And I think that just really trying to be an example and really trying to motivate and help whoever I can along the way.
I love it. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, friend.
I'm super
Give me
excited
5.
for us. And I'm excited for our journey together as business partners and, with this podcast.
Yay.
If we don't get anything else out of it other than seeing each other every couple of weeks,
cheers
it's
to
worth
that.
it, right?
Cheers to that.
It's super worth it. So
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for listening to us. We're excited. And let us know what you want to see or what you want to hear.
yeah, and stay tuned. But feedback is appreciated. Cheers.
Till next time, the real tea.
The real tea.